Welcome back on today's episode of The Twist. Today we are going to be twisting some no-fry meatball stew. So you've been struggling to walk away from your frying method. Today we are going to be seeing how to cook some stew without frying anything. Now, if this is your first time stumbling on my channel, my name is Chana Z, and here I twist the little things my mom showed me in her beautiful, beautiful traditional kitchen. Here is family as well. We work as family, we cook together, and we eat together. So just pull your chair and let's do this as a team, all right? Now, first things first, we need some fresh tomatoes. So make sure your tomatoes are ripe and very fresh. So we are going to be slicing our tomatoes nicely. I'm using the slicing method today. You can go ahead and use the blending method or the crushing method. So I'm just going to use my slicing method. I'm doing it traditionally, but you can use your chopping board if you so desire. Just do what works for you. Now, once I'm done slicing my tomatoes, I'll just go ahead and add in some tomato paste. So I'm using 2 small sachets of tomato paste. So I just add it to my sliced tomatoes and put it to boil. Right. So I'm not adding any water because our tomatoes contain a lot of water. So just let it cook. While our tomatoes are cooking, I'm going to be prepping my meatballs. Yeah. So for my meatballs, I'll be using 1 egg and about 6 cloves of fresh garlic, half a cup of breadcrumbs, and then here I've got some parsley and some cheese. I have a cup of cheese. I've got here 500 grams of ground meat, a teaspoon of crushed black pepper, and some pink Himalaya salt. So I'm using black pepper and pink Himalaya salt. Yeah. So I'm going to start by adding some water to my breadcrumbs and set it aside. This will help you not to have a very dry meatball. Okay, so we're just going to do that and set it aside, then go on to the next step. So now it is time to go ahead and chop our parsley and garlic. So I'll just use my knife, chop them nicely, and add them to our minced beef. Now you can use cilantro if you want, but I do not really stand the taste of cilantro, so I usually prefer parsley. So we are done chopping our parsley and garlic. It's time to add them to our minced meat. Now once we add it to our minced meat, we're gonna add the other ingredients. So now we are adding in our fresh egg, 1 egg, then our breadcrumbs. So that's the breadcrumbs that we soaked with some water. Then I'm adding in my cup of cheese, my salt and black pepper. I'll just use my hands and mix everything, making sure that each and every ingredient is combined perfectly. So at this stage, we have everything well combined, well mixed, and my seasoning is just what I need. I tasted and adjusted my salt, and now I'm just going to mold them into my desired shapes. I'm using my hands. You can use a scooper if you want, but I'm just using my hands because this is what I find more easy and comfortable. So I just use my hands to mold everything, at the center of my palm, and then I'll put it to bake. So I'm not frying my meatballs, I'm baking my meatballs. Step number 1, no frying method. So I'm baking my meatballs. Yeah. All right. I'm just going to introduce it in the oven and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll flip the sides. So while our meatballs are cooking, we're just going to double check our tomatoes. Now you can see that there's no water in your tomatoes, so just go ahead and drop in your sliced onions and your chopped garlic and ginger. Now I didn't show you how I sliced my onions, but yeah, I added in my sliced onions, then went in with my chopped garlic and ginger. So just mix everything and let it simmer. Let it continue simmering. At this stage, we are simmering only on medium to low heat. Then I went ahead to add in some beef stock. You can add any stock of your choice. If you do not have stock, you can add in plain water. That's fine as well. Once you add that, cover it and let it continue cooking. Once it cooks for about 10 minutes, add in your green seasoning. I had my frozen homemade seasoning. Then I added in my chopped leeks, and then I added my homemade seasoning, my homemade all-purpose seasoning. Now, if you're using seasoning cubes, that's fine. This is a stage to drop it in. So just add in your seasoning, give it a good stir, and cover and let it continue cooking. Now that your water is almost getting dry, it's time to add in some oil. So just add in a little bit of oil and then stir and lower your heat. Now lower the heat and let it continue cooking, and then you let it cook for about 5 minutes. Drop in some chili, some pepper. I just dropped in my pepper, adjusted my seasoning, dropped in some salt, and then I went on to check on my meatballs. So our meatballs have been cooking nicely. The aroma is wow. The aroma is wow. I just wanted to start having a bite, but I needed to flip the sides and put them back to cook for just about 3 to 5 minutes because they were almost ready, but I just needed all the side to get crispy. So at this stage, our meatballs are ready, and it's about time to add them into our stew. Right. The kitchen smelled amazing. It was so good. It was so delicious. Here, I just couldn't resist, so I had to give it a try. See, it's so juicy inside. It's, it's so delicious. Trust me, it's so delicious. I had to hold myself not to eat it all before introducing it to my stew. Right. So now we're just going to take them out and then add them to our beautiful stew. So I just added my sliced capsicum into the stew. I forgot to record because I got carried away by the taste of the meatballs, and I forgot to record when I was dropping the capsicums into my stew. So now I'm adding in my meatballs nicely and gently. Just give it a good stir, a gentle and loving stir. Cover it to simmer until you see your oil settling on top. Then your stew is ready. Just give it a try, taste and adjust your seasoning, and then you are good to go. If you want to add some salt, go ahead and add some salt. But here our stew is ready and it's time to serve. It's time to serve, yes. So you can see our stew is ready. It looks so good and delicious. But hey, we needed to eat it with some pasta. Today I'm having it with some pasta. So in a pot of boiling water, I added in some salt and I dropped some oil. Then I went in with my pasta. I dropped in my spaghettis. Now, allow your spaghetti to cook for about 8 to 10 minutes. A perfect pasta or perfect spaghetti should be cooked for about that time. So just let it cook until they're ready. Take them off. You can actually add some butter if you didn't add oil in the cooking process. Now, our spaghettis are ready and it's time to enjoy, guys. Just dig in, eat to your satisfaction. This was amazing. This was lovely. It was so tasty. A meal that is cooked with love will definitely be tasty. All right, guys. So I'll see you in our next one. But before then, please do not forget to show me some love, like, comment, and share the video. And please do subscribe if you've not done so yet. So if somebody smiles at you, please do smile back at them. You never know how far that little smile you gave to someone might help them. Bye.